Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back to Synth Stuff. Today we're going to be talking about the new Montage OS 3.0 and listen to what it sounds like. Coming up. I did a video about a month ago on the OS 3.0 and all the different features that were going to be included in it. And I will put a link to that video up here. I'm not going to go over all those same things again. We're just going to listen to some of the things that have been added and go through some of the new performances that have been included with OS 3.0. Also, we'll talk about and demonstrate the ESP, the VST soft synth version of the Montage M7. So I've backed up everything on the Montage to make sure that I don't lose anything, because when you install this, it's going to wipe your memory. So I've got the PGM file loaded on my little USB key. I'm going to plug it into the back of the Montage. I'm plugging it into slot 2. And now, while holding down the cursor up and the utility buttons, I'm going to turn it on and wait until we see the logo. Alright, so we can let go, and as you can see, it's saying looking for the USB storage. It found it, and it should now find that update file and start processing it. There it is, Updater 3.0, preparing. Alright, so now that it's completed, we will power off, and then back on again. Well, that's not ideal, is it? Let's try that again. Alright, second time's charm. So the next thing we want to do is, before we do any of this, is we want to go into Utility, and then we want to go to Contents, and then we want to load, and we want to load a backup file from the USB. And my backup, the most recent backup I did is, where is it? 2025-05-08. There we go. And we want to do that because otherwise it may look like it has kept stuff in there, but it probably hasn't, or it's corrupted. So this is what you do. You back up first, then after the upgrade, then you restore from that backup. And it's done. So we have a couple of new effects in here, and they are pretty good. So if I'm going to go into category, and we're going to do init, and we'll just pick ANX, and so we have a simple, very dry sawtooth sound. Now we're going to edit that and go to the insert, and the first effect we're going to look at is under chorus, and it is the GS1 Ensemble and Tremolo. The GS1, as I mentioned in my previous video, was a synth that was created by Yamaha in the, I think, late 70s, early 80s, and it had this ensemble and tremolo effect that was good enough that they decided to emulate it and model it in the new OS 3 for the Montage. Let's give it a listen. Alright, so now it has taken that simple sawtooth waveform and it's turned my Montage M into a string machine. That's exactly what that is, that emulation of the old string machine. And we have some different presets we can use in here as well. With a chorus. I think I like the basic one best, where we have that real Selena string machine vibe. And there is a stereo tremolo in there as well. We have a drive in the Bucket Brigade device. Let's see what that does. I can hear a little bit of drive in there, not much. Trim on and off. Oh, that's our stereo tremolo. And if you don't like the depth, so that's a nice emulation of that old string, Solina string. If we add a little bit of a little bit of release, I think maybe if we added some reverb in there as well, I think it would sound pretty good. And the other one we have is the mid-side EQ compressor. Pretty technical one in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much that's going to show what we can do in here, but you can see we have a compressor that is linked to individual frequencies, and you can also separate it mid and side. Make it loud. You hear it with and without. Lo-fi limiter. With and without, and with. You can hear, if you're listening on headphones, you can hear how that widens out because they're using the side processing. Here's with, without, and with. So that's actually that's an interesting preset where they have actually used the side processing to create a stereo effect on an otherwise mono sound. Okay, well that's useful. And the last one they added was the CsRingModulator, which I believe is the ring modulator from the CS80, and it belongs down in the tech menu, I believe. CsRingModulator. If we can hear some of the different effects. So where is the second tone that it's coming from? I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if it's actually generating a second tone based on your initial tone, and then it's using that with these parameters to determine how it's actually doing the modulation, because you need two tones in order to have ring modulation. I like that they've included a drive. All right, so it's a pretty standard sounding ring modulator, but apparently it's from the CS80, so there you go. There's the CsRingModulator effect. A lot of the other features that have been added in 3.0, in fact, all of the other features I talked about in the original video, and things like additional libraries, that's great. The seamless sound switching, the timeout, and so on, that's all great. Not stuff that's really fantastic to demonstrate, but if you want more information on those, again, go look at my previous video where I talk about all of those things in depth. One thing I didn't talk about was a system called RichAndStr from Yamaha, which is apparently a mobile app that you can plug your phone directly into your montage, and it will then take a backing track along with the sound coming out of your montage and video of you playing your montage and record it into a single video that you can then send up to social media or what have you. Honestly, I don't really see the target market of the montage using a phone app to play along with backing tracks to post on social media. But apparently Yamaha thinks that's something that you want to do, so they have included that capability in the Montage M7. Let's have a look at the ESP 3.0 functions and what's been added there, and then we'll come back and listen to the new performances that they've added to the Montage M in OS 3.0. The ESP plugin, the expanded soft cinch plugin, which is the VST version of the Montage that you get for free when you buy a Montage M, has also been updated to 3.0, and it has several new features. First off, it does now support the Montage M OS 3, so obviously if you have upgraded your Montage to OS 3, you should also upgrade this synth to OS 3. If you look up here, you can see in their tempo here, normally we would just set our performance tempo for our performance, which you can see here it's deriving the tempo from the performance, but if we click it here and change it to DAW, it will now track the tempo from the DAW, which it did not do before. So that's important, because otherwise it made it really difficult to implement this from the DAW, particularly if you had tempo changes within your track within the DAW, because the ESP would not follow them. It now does. If you want to send program changes or sysx from Cubase into the ESP, it will now accept that. So if you wanted to do a program change so that you could have Cubase actually do the program change for you, it will now do that. It will accept those. MIDI learn, where we can say if I have a controller and I want to assign it to the cutoff, I can tell it to learn that and then move the control on my MIDI controller, and it will identify it and bond it to that control. So you can quickly set up the ESP to work with whatever MIDI controller you happen to be using. And I did that just by right-clicking and clicking Learn. Smart Morph. It would play Smart Morph sounds before, which is no different. However, now we can also edit them. So if we have a FMX or an ANX part. So if we wanted to change the Smart Morph, let's say if we change this one to ANX, so let's get rid of this, and we're going to be analog keys for this one, and then we're going to put analog pulse designer in this one. We can then say learn, and it will automatically calculate a Smart Morph for us, just like it does on the Montage M itself. And before, we could only play Smart Morph sounds that were designed on the Montage hardware. Now we can actually design them within the ESP itself. And if we want to, we can design it here and then send it to the Montage M hardware. If we're into an FM part, like this FMX part of this performance, we can select that. And now we see our FM editing section over here. And we can see here, this is the algorithm that we're using. We have a new algorithm search in here where we can pick the carriers and also the modulators and carriers and pick which one we want, basically searching graphically like that. That's new. Our live set, we can now go in here and edit our live set. We can move things from one to another and send our changes to the Montage or get them from the Montage as well. We can import songs and patterns. If we have, it will actually pull it from, I believe, the Montage. If I set it up correctly, I believe it will actually pull that. Yeah, it's now pulling song and pattern information from the Montage. So it actually pulled that out of my Montage, and it's importing the song or the pattern into the ESP here itself. That's pretty cool. And we have a waveform display right up here that will show an oscilloscope display of whatever sound that it is that we are listening to. There's other GUI changes and improvements. You know, the super knob, we can show the super knob here. We can also edit what the super knob is affecting. We can change the automation of the super knob. We can edit our scenes and so on. And things that aren't changed are this whole section down here where we can change all these different sections. And we do have hardware parameters that we can edit on the Montage over here as well. That's new. There are a few things that are not yet in the ESP version of the Montage, and they are MIDI 2.0. It's in Montage M7. It's not yet in the ESP version. Seamless sound switching. Again, it's in the hardware, not in ESP. I'm not quite sure how they would do that in ESP, just knowing how it's actually built in terms of software. It may or may not come. Settings of individual outputs, so you can have parts that go to individual outputs, not there in ESP. And of course, performance of parts 9 through 16. ESP has only 1 through 8, so if you have something with 9 through 16, that is hardware only. All right, so let's go to the live set, and we can see we have all these different live sets in here, and we have the best of version 3.0. So they have given us 16 new performances that are showing off what OS 3.0 can do. And the first one is a ring mod pad using that new ring mod effect. And we have some scenes as well. All right, very. Wow. Ooh, that's going. That's really cool. I like that one. Boy, it's... Wow, it goes almost up as high as human hearing. That almost was out of my range of hearing there. So there is new Clav samples in here, AWM samples that they have talked about, and so they have this new performance in here. Oh, some... Okay, echo with some phaser. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. Oh, you can use the super knob to get rid of it. Oh, the super knob is directly modifying the delay. All right. A driven distorted one. That's different. And for the audition on this one, and actually, if we go back to the ring mod, I didn't do audition that one either. I really like this pad. Vibraphones. This has got the GS1 tremolo in there. Okay, vibraphone. Voyage 1982 synthesizer comp with ARP. So the ARP is down the bottom end. I don't hear anything up top. It's an interesting effect that's staying in there. I get nothing up top. Just the ARP. All right, that's interesting. I like the concept of it. I'm not sure that I like the swirling noises continually back behind everything. The audition for this. All right. Dystopian CS80. This sounds like Dom. And this is also using that CS80 ring modulator. If you're not wearing headphones for this, you really should be. Ooh, I like that. This is the audition playing. All right. I'm going to say I am 95% sure that this sound and that audition were created by Dom, because that totally sounds like his style. So if it's a CFX, the standard CFX piano. And it's spread wide. Again, if you don't have headphones, you're probably not hearing it. Okay, I didn't actually hear any of the other. There's an interesting scene with an attack. Okay, GS1 ElectricPiano M. It's an EP. I don't know that the GS1 really fits well with that, but so be it. RichAndStr A.Touch DA. With some aftertouch. By the way, I'm modulating the super knob with my foot controller. I like it. if it fits well for that, but I think that's a very usable sound that I would definitely use. I like it. CsRingModChoir, CsRingModChoir. Ooh, I like this. Thumbs up on that one too. Very usable sound. Again, not a fan of the Audition, but hey, to each his own. Soft Mover, another pad. Aftertouch. Wow. Wow. I love it. Love it. Let's see what they were doing with it. I think that's my favorite so far. GS1 MM-Piano. Another FM E-piano. Alright, AutoChillMachine DA, sound effects with motion sequencing. Whoa, headphones. All right, it's got something to it. I think it's a one-trick pony. I think you could probably use it once and hopefully not hear it on any other songs that are using the same presets because it's pretty identifiable. Ring tines. So we got that ring modulator in there. Vintage GS guitar. Oh, I didn't play an audition of that. Whatever. Okay, guitar. Interesting sound. Oh, there's definitely a guitar sample underneath all that layers of effects. Not hearing much difference in the different scenes. All right, I could see that being useful. Brass Gallery XL. I expect we're going to see some changes with the super knob on this. What the hell is that? Oh, I'm pressing into AfterTouch. I was like, where's that vibrato coming from? So that's why they're calling it a gallery, because the super knob has all different sounds in there. And so do each scene. Last one, Synths for Ludwig. Ludwig. It's a harpsichord. Ooh, we got that CsRingModChoir tremolo in there, or the chorus. This has Dom written all over it again. Very nice. And with that, I'll leave you. That is the Montage M7 OS 3.0. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you do like this kind of video, click like, subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out when you do that. I'm going to get to work and start playing more with this 3.0 OS for the Montage. And by the way, those of you who are asking, no, I do not have my mixer back yet. I've just got a message from Sweetwater saying they don't have parts. It's probably the main board, which I know it's not, and they said it'll be up to 3 months before they have parts, maybe. The saga continues. I'll update you as I find out more. Thanks for watching.